So Lily, where have you dragged us to this time?
Well, I felt sorry for you always playing with scale models, so we've come to see some real trucks, and we're at the Nooteboom factory in the Netherlands.
So we're here for the Nooteboom Open Days, which is where they open the factory for the public and also for the industry. So we hope to have a look around the factory. We should see some real trucks. Is there anything else you'd like to see?
I'd like to see some trailers being made.
Yeah, of course. It's a trailer factory. I'm here with John Houghton, who is the director of Nooteboom UK. John, the first problem I have is, and I often get comments about this on my YouTube videos, is how do you say the name Nooteboom?
Nooteboom.
Well, that's the English way to say it. What we need is some genuine Dutch pronunciation.
It is Nooteboom.
It is Nooteboom.
It is Nooteboom.
It is Nooteboom.
Well, Nooteboom specialise in the heavy end of heavy haulage. So our axles, we range from 3 axles up to 10, and we can move up to a 200 tonne of payload. We're now active in 90 countries across the world, and we have over 5,000 customers.
So John, this is quite a big event, isn't it, these open days? So what's the purpose behind having them?
Well, the main purpose is we're now celebrating 135 years of Nooteboom. The first 2 days were transport days, so that was purely professional, to invite our customers here, some suppliers, to really give them a feel of what we're now doing and the latest developments within the factory. Today is all about, it's an open day, so it's for the local community to get the enthusiasts here. So I think with the numbers, we had 700 here Thursday, 700 Friday, and today is around 3,700, so it's going to be a really good day.
Nooteboom makes technically advanced trailers, so there's a significant engineering effort involved. There's around 25 engineers, and as you would expect, there's significant use made of computer-aided design. For engineering development, use is made of rapid prototyping techniques, and that includes the ability to print components. This enables engineering development to progress quickly, and physical parts can be produced to see how they fit together. As part of the open days, there was a tour of the factory, and on the first 2 days the factory was actually working at the time. There are 370 employees making up to 800 trailers a year. To make the major trailer elements such as beams, robot welding is used, and here a beam is being set up. For the more specialist welds, hand welding is used. Once the major fabrication is complete, the parts go to a painting process, and that starts with shot blasting to clean the parts, and then applying a zinc coating. After that there's a primer coat of paint, and then a top coat in customer colours. In this part of the factory tour we see the assembly of the trailers. The facilities are modern, and much of the workforce has been with the company for a number of years. Here's the Pendle leg line, and it produces around 50 axles a week. And there's a full logistics centre containing parts. There are around 4,500 parts in stock, and it aims to deliver a spare part to a customer within 24 hours. Back out on the assembly line, and here we see a steering bar being attached to a trailer, and that enables the multi-axle steering, which is a feature of these trailers. It's always nice to visit a factory and see new things being made, but if you already have a Nooteboom trailer, you can send it back to the factory and have it completely refurbished. The Nooteboom Open Days were professionally organised, and during the industry days there were special workshops for the customers. These included talks from Liebherr and Mammut, so let's listen in.
The main components are 3 pieces that are the tower sections, then you have the nacelles, and you have the wings. And a big point just now is the transport of wings. This super wing carrier is developed for blades up to 65 meters, for instance.
Here you can see the first pictures of the LG 750. The first crane is going now to the field. And we can have 2 or 3 sections And here you see some pictures how we mount these sections.
The question is, how mobile is mobile? Yes, it does have wheels, but how many trucks do you need to demob it and to relocate it? Same question, how many truckloads do we need? 45, 50, 80? 68. It's 81. And here we have to add a low bed, and that's for the superstructure. So you see that transporting big lattice boom cranes requires a lot of transport.
Well, there's a lot of transport on display in the main office reception, where there appears to be a full set of Nooteboom red line models. I wonder how many collectors can match this set. Another interesting part of the event were the demonstrations of real trailers. And here we see a manoeuvre 3+7 semi-low loader being put through its paces. The Nooteboom factory in Wijchen is about 120 kilometres from Amsterdam, and it's nice to visit the famous city with all its waterways. One thing the Netherlands has plenty of, and that's bikes. And it's certainly a very bike-friendly country. It's also famous for its flowers, and there's a flower market in Amsterdam. And if you prefer something a bit more meaty, there's also a torture museum. No doubt it's got plenty of reeving diagrams for crane hooks. But there's water everywhere, and it's a great place to see shipping of all sorts. And there's also some modern buildings such as the Eye Film Museum. And it's also a nice place to spend an hour or two. On the final day of the event, the factory was open to the public. And so there were some different things to see and do. There was a marketplace set up where it was easy to empty your wallet if you wanted to buy some models. And there were plenty on display, including many Nooteboom trailers. There was also the new, very large Mammoet model, and there were also some nice large models made of wood. But if plastic is more your thing, there was a fantastic display of Lego models. These were very impressive, and from a distance you couldn't tell that they were Lego at all, and they were also radio controlled. The display consisted mainly of heavy haul trucks, and there was also a really impressive large mobile crane. Again, the model engineering looked really good. It was impressive to see how the multi-axle steering worked. But if you really want impressive, there's nothing more impressive than this trailer that was out on demonstration. Although it looks short when it's travelling empty, it's a super wing carrier. And it's used for transporting the blades of wind turbines. So as you can see, in ordinary use it's highly mobile, but it comes into its own when it needs to be loaded.
Long trailers, and there are very long trailers, so let's have a look at this one. And this is an extremely long trailer.
In fact, fully extended, the Super Wing Carrier is about 65 metres long. Well, if that wasn't enough to get you jumping around, maybe something else would. Or perhaps, like Lily, you just prefer hanging around. One thing it is worth hanging around for in the Netherlands is Ollie Boland. This is a Dutch favourite, and they were being cooked freshly. So we thought we'd try some Ollie Boland. It's hard work, but somebody's got to do it. So Lily, we've got our Ollie Bolands. What are they like?
It's like a nice fried donut with sugar on top.
Ollie Boland, get a thumbs up. Another impressive display at the open day was this collection of remote-controlled vehicles. It consisted of a large diorama of all sorts of different things such as remote-control excavators and trucks, and it was interesting to see them all being operated. Among the items was a large Sarans mobile crane model. It seemed to be fully functional and was being used to assemble a large crawler crane. That model also seemed to be fully functional, and there was some impressive lattice boom sections lying around. Overall, the Nooteboom open days provided a really interesting look at the heavy haulage sector, and it was a professional and well organised event. So, if you want a heavy haulage trailer, or a model of one, just remember,
It is Nooteboom.
It is Nooteboom.